Hey, Max here. So with the NFL playoff promo here, we got a lot of new cards, a lot of new things to choose from. You could almost get a 95 overall for free. Not really exactly on the dot, but with the objectives where you can complete 9 of those playoff objectives by doing the solos and doing a couple sets there. Win either all the solos or win the 15 online games. You can get this, you get one from each team, or 6 teams, a choice. You can't get the same team 6 times, which is unfortunate. So you gotta get a little lucky for high overall pulls. Of course, from the solos, you also get some guys. So hopefully you get lucky. I actually got one of them. The Texans, I got the 93. I got super lucky there, and I got the lowest, the 84 on the Cowboys. So obviously your pack luck will vary. Hopefully you guys can get more towards my high-end luck, super lucky Texans rather than the 84. But what we're going to do here today is rank which 95 you should go after, because generally you can at least do them pretty cheap. So here's the kind of the order I think you should go in. Obviously, if you're running a theme team, just get that order, and you don't really need to watch the rest of the vehicle that I'm going to be going through. So let's click right on over to Mr. Well, let's see if I can bring this up correctly. Mr. Notepad. Woo! High tech in this Fox Den. All right, so actually maybe I should go like this. No, I kind of like where I am. I kind of like being surrounded by the darkness flame. So, right here, number 13. I think I'm going to upset a lot of people with my first couple picks. Who is the worst of the playoff cards? It is going to be Mr. Tom Brady. Why is Tom Brady so bad? Do we want to show it on Mudhead? Let's show it in-game. I think that's just as fun. So we'll show his card in-game. Why is Tom Brady bad? I actually had Tom Brady. I used him. The issue with Tom Brady, and you get to see this on my second channel. Look in the description for the link to Tom Brady gameplay. He made some very nice passes for me, but the issue is like a lot of quarterbacks can make those nice passes, but they also miss passes. In another game, I had Tom Brady. He literally missed 2 passes out of the first 3 that I threw. I don't know whether it's the under pressure chem that I bet you a lot of people have on their D line now, but even with these stats, 61 speed. I mean, he just can't offer what Michael Vick, Steve Young, or Donovan McNabb can. The ability to get out the pocket, even some other quarterbacks, the ability to get out of the pocket and scramble for yards. You'll always face a harsh pass rush. You'll never have a QB spy going against you with Tom Brady, which maybe is an advantage. Maybe you like to roll those drags and throw it where the spy is supposed to be. Or Tom Brady's sneaky fast. But if you're sneaky fast with Tom Brady, you're still only getting 3 or 4 yards. You'll see in that gameplay. Definitely check that out on GutFox 2 in the description. So, yeah, Tom Brady is the worst card that came out. It's too bad. I think right now we've officially crossed that point in the MUT season. Once that McNabb really came out, there's no reason for pocket passers anymore in this game because the scramblers can kind of hit everything that you need to hit. So that's why Tom Brady is number 13 in my opinion. Who is number 12? Lucky number 12. And number 12 will be Eddie Jackson. So Eddie Jackson at free safety. What's up with him? Well, if you must ask, he's slow. Yeah, how slow is he? Well, he's low 90s speed when you got so many other top-end cards. Like, these cards are not, like, obviously they're for free, but they're still 500k in value. Like, you can get value out of these cards. So, like, even though Eddie Jackson could do very well on your theme team, or on your team in general, I don't think he's better than the replacement. So, Eddie Jackson, 91 speed. You can boost it up to 92 with Madden, and then 94 with Sprinter. Yeah, other than that, like 94 speed right now. Sean Taylor was free for me at least, and he's better. Like Sean Taylor's just better than Eddie. Maybe Eddie, if you want more man coverage on him, but why not just grab a cornerback? Because that speed is like poor cornerback speed right now. So hit power is nice. You can maybe summon at linebacker, which is I think I might do a little try him out there because he's on the team currently. So Eddie, yeah, it's just a bad mix of stats for a secondary player. Hopefully he gets more love with his next card. Number 11. I guess I should just... Did I put that up? No, let's switch over. Boom, already put there. Dwane Brown, number 11. All right, why is the left tackle number 11? You know, I should just go to stay in the auction house with playoff 95s. And we'll just sit here. I could talk about the boosts as they're there. So, program. Playoff. And overall 95. We'll get to it and we'll look through. Why is Dwane Brown ranked so lowly? Well, I think a lot of it has to do with position availability because there's a couple other offensive linemen in the promo, and left tackle is really the most competitive part. So I feel like there are replacement guys for at left tackle. Don't get me wrong; those stats are really nice, Pass block power, I wish was a little bit higher because you go against a lot of guys with good power moves like the Clownies, the Lawrence Taylors, the other defensive ends. But overall, I think it's just the position of left tackle is so busy there with other decently cheap left tackles that can give you similar production that I don't think Dwane is the guy to go grab. Of course, if you are a Seahawks team, it's a good one. All right, number 10. Where are you, my little Cox at number 10? Woo! All right, so let's look at Mr. Cox. Why is Cox bad? Now, he's not bad. Like I said, none of these cards are bad. But the issue with Fletcher is that his block shed's a little bit lower than I'd like to see on a defensive tackle. Speed is really nice. Like, this is kind of, I'd say, like a poor man's Alan Page. Alan Page has better finesse. I think Alan Page block shed's a little bit less, too. But, like, John Randall, when you look at John Randall compared to him, like, the finesse move, I like finesse move a lot. Even John Randall's second best move, power move, is only 2 less than Fletcher's best move. So John Randall's got better block shed too. It just, I would rather have Randall, and then you can get him also. He's technically free if you get the Gauntlet Master. So it's unfortunate. Fletcher, solid looking card, but I don't think he's as good. Just the stats just aren't there for me. So going back, Fletcher's done. But yeah, a solid defensive tackle that can run a little bit. I like that speed on him. Number 9, DeAndre Hopkins. Another probably controversial. While I'm putting, I mean, the thing is, like, all these cards are big name cards. But why am I putting him so low on the list? I think it's due to one reason. DeAndre Hopkins is so low on the list. I'll bet you guys already know. Nice other moves. His speed is fine. 92 is okay. It's not anything special, not anything terrible. The issue with him is no spin move. So after you get the ball in your hands, which a lot of wide receivers will have, he can't spin move. He can't get past guys that easily. Because spin is so dang powerful. People, like, everybody knows how to hit left trigger and back up. Give a couple yards. Hopefully catch them. Hopefully they spin. You give up 2 to 3 yards and you tackle them rather than them spinning and getting 40 yards. So, so much of this game right now revolves around spin move and the glitchiness of it that not having it is kind of a big detriment to the card. So for that reason, DeAndre's right there, which is even kind of higher than maybe he deserves, but he's still a very solid receiving threat for you because you need a lot of receivers, right? Number 8, Schwartz. So another offensive tackle, this time on the other side of the line. Let's hit the right tackles up. Where are you looking at, Mr. Schwartz? They're down to 380, not bad. The master sets are times 6, so 1.8 to put together the master sets right now. But people are buying the masters at 1.8, so it might be worth it just to get the 95s for free if you sell them for 1.8, the Steve Smith and whatnot. But then it don't matter. So, why is this card bad? He's not bad. He's great. Great pass blocking. Pass block finesse, I wish was higher. I wish the pass block and pass block finesse reversed themselves to have 97 and 96 for pass block power, pass block finesse. So that's a downside. Run block's also only 92. Lane Johnson looks like just a better all-around card than Schwartz, speed-wise, stats-wise. So Schwartz, should you grab him? Yes. But if you need a right tackle, him. But I think there are other guys. Lane Johnson's a good replacement for him. Right tackles are expensive, but it's good to get a right tackle. I would not be angry if you put a right tackle on your team because Schwartz is one of the top one. Number 7 is CJ Mosley. Now, another very good card that nobody's really going to get angry at you for putting in your squad, except for maybe your opponents. The only issue with this card, he's basically a clone of Jalen. 6'2", high 80 speed. This one has a little bit better hit power and a little bit better block shed. And obviously play right tackle too, but for how much he's going for, you can get a very competent replacement in Jalen or the free Roquan Smith. Roquan's a little bit better against the run than these two. So go ahead and grab either one. I don't think it's an issue. It's just I think the replacement cost for CJ, it's easier to obtain a replacement for CJ than the cards above it. And even so, I might even put the right tackle above CJ because there's a lot of decent middle linebackers out there right now that are cheaper. Number 6, Brandon Cooks. He would be higher. He's basically a poor man's Tyreek Hill and T.Y. Hilton. He's 1 speed faster than Hilton, which you kind of got to give him. Actually, I think 2 speed on Hilton's. Yeah, I got Hilton's power up. So he's 2 speed on regular Hilton. The thing is, regular Hilton can spin. So Cooks is better than Hilton for the speed aspect. Run block's pretty similar. But the issue is, like, once again, you really, really need to understand the power of that spin if you're liking the Cooks. So Cooks is good, but we have him already. Hill gets up over 88 with zone run. That's what I have on him. And Hill gets to 99 speed. You'd have to power up Cooks, then he gets to 99 speed. But without the spin, I mean, he's dangerous, but not like glitchy dangerous. But still a solid wide receiver for your core. Next up, after Cooks, we are going to get the best pass rusher in the promo, Mr. Joey Bosa. Now, why is Bosa at number... What did I put him at? Number 5. All right, let's check. Left end. So I actually have my squad already. So if you have pass rush, you can easily get up his finesse move up to 99, power move up to 97. If you have John Madden, then his power move goes up to 98. So I don't have pass rush. I took it off my roster. I only have pass rush tier 1 now. So I got pass rushing Kevin John Madden plus the pass rush. So his finesse moves up to a 98 still. 82 speed, maybe a little bit on the low end for pass rushes right now since you got guys like LT out there rushing the passer. But overall, I like this card. Against the run, block shed, obviously it matters, but I don't think it matters as much this year as to say it did last year. So, yeah, grab him if you want a top-end block shed or top-end pass rusher. I think Bosa is definitely the move. I'm a fan of that. And then number 4, I'll switch it right over to Jabal Sheard. So I put Jabal Sheard slightly ahead of Bosa. Why is that? Because of the block shed. So he also has good finesse move. His power move's lower, but his finesse move's not as good as Joey Bosa. You can chem that up if you upgrade him. If you upgrade him, then bring... Or even John Madden plus pass rush, you can go to 99 finesse move. But block shed at 95 is also very nice. Strength is... Are you going to be worried about strength? No. I mean, I think block shed matters more than strength. But both of them against the run don't matter to me as much as they did last year. Because I think, like... It's kind of like... I don't know. Running mechanics are kind of wonky, like the randomness of the sheds and how much block shed plays into it. Of course, similar speed to Bosa there, with 82 speed, acceleration, agility. But Sheard has played well for everybody all year. He's a great card. That's why he comes out. He's keep coming out with more. I think this is probably the least dominant Sheard card that we'll have. I think the dominance of the early Team Diamond Sheard had to do with the fact that there was a huge Jared Goff that between his ratings and the offensive tackle ratings. Now many offensive tackles, those left tackles, are catching up, and you're seeing a lot more run block up to that 95 stat and the pass block finesse that can block that 95 finesse move plus. So Sheard, it'll be less dominant than he was earlier in the year, but I still think a very, very good card. So what are we at? Number 3. So Sheard is here. Number 3, what are we at? Who do we think it is? Marshawn Lattimore. Woo! Really high up on the list. So let's move it on over. Like we are some George Thorogood. And 480 for Lattimore. Why is Lattimore so high? Now, there's a lot of other cornerbacks that have very similar stats to Lattimore, so he's not exactly one that stands out. If you do not have like 3 cornerbacks with similar stats, Lattimore, throw that sprinter on him, get him his power up, get him up to, 98 speed? He's just like Rod Woodson, right? Yeah, he can get up to 98 speed just like Rod Woodson. So top-end speed. Obviously, you want a better agility, acceleration than he's currently have, but it's not terrible. The zone man coverage also there. We'll get to high 90s once you get to the pass rush. Or, sorry, the lockdown chem. I've got legend chem on him, so I lost my... Well, I still have lockdown chem active, too, so I could get him up there if I add him to the squad. Maybe we'll try out Lattimore as my corner. Get another guy with 98 speed. Maybe I'll sell off Jair or something like that. Yeah, I really like the way this Lattimore looks, the way he plays. Obviously, all corners this year have been nerfed against the run versus last year, which I think is a good thing because they were so good last year. This year, even so, I've seen Deion Sanders hit sticking dudes, shed blocks like it's no big deal. But yeah, that's kind of where it's at. Block shed, impact block, and whatnot there for Lattimore. I like him. I like the stats in the card. We haven't used him yet, but I think he'll be added to the squad at least. Number 2. We got Zach Martin number 2, and I think Zach Martin is number 2 for me because he is by far and away the best right guard in the game right now. Like there's nothing that's close to him at right guard. So he's the one I first got. He's the one I targeted when I first saw him. I think he is the number 1 guy that a lot of top end teams are getting. So yeah, grab yourself a Zach. Be happy. Be fruitful. Because he's a big upgrade on the guys like Kyle Long, who I was running. So I can pass protect in the middle now. I can finally stand up to some of those big DTs that have been released over the last few months. Those Mean Joe Greens, Alan Pages, Randalls, so on and so forth. But a pretty good card, especially like when you're pulling them. Kyle Long came out and was super fast, and this Zach kind of matches him for speed with 70 speed, 81 acceleration versus 71 and 81 on the long. So Martin we'll see what Kyle Long's next card brings us for the next pulling guard, but overall, Zach Martin can basically do it all for you, and that's why he's one of the best right guards in the league and in the game. He's number 1, I think, with a bullet. All right, and talking about number 1, who is the number 1 playoff player to chase? It is Taiwan. No, Taiwan is number 1. Always Taiwan number 1. Obviously, we're not going to include the 97 Masters in this list because Taiwan would still be number 1 over them too. But we'll take a look at them. I don't think it's a big deal that they're expensive because they're not exactly game breaking. Like if this was Randy Moss, then I'd care more. But really, I don't really care about the playoff Masters because they're not that good and we're not that drunk. So yeah. Oh, sorry. So Steve Smith's going for 1.7, but Willie McGinnis is not. So the NFC is going for a lot more than the AFC. Is it due to stat breakdown? I guess. But wow, 1.7 for Steve's NFC, brethren. Yeah, I guess it's not a bad set to put together right now, though. Then, but that's it for the video. Let me know if you guys agree, disagree on my ranking. We'll go back there for one more time. Would you change around any spot on this list? So good luck. You can make those 95s for pretty cheap, at least one of them. I suggest doing Zach Martin or Marshawn Lattimore as the one that you do. But again, all of them are fine choices except for Tom Brady and Eddie Jackson. So go ahead. Have fun and enjoy the playoff promo going forward. Thanks for watching Call to Action, and I'll see you tomorrow.